Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to We Run Guns. Just got another video for you today. I'm going to talk about Chris Costa's fighting pistol class known as HET1, which is Handgun Elements Theory 1. So he does have a continuation, HET2, and I do plan on taking in the near future. Just took this class recently and just wanted to share my experiences and let you guys know what supplies you need, which ones you don't need as much. He does have some good guidelines on his website, which I definitely recommend everyone check out. And these are general guidelines also for like anyone taking a fighting pistol class, right? Like you want to know what you're going to need, what you're not going to need, and you know it'll vary obviously from one instructor to the other, but I'm just going to share my experience with Chris Costa and let you guys know how it went. So first of all, on his website it says it mentions knee pads, and actually if you learn to kneel the way Chris Costa will teach you, it's actually not as necessary. So I would recommend bringing them just in case, but really the only time I really used them was to pick up brass, which was on the third day, pretty much at the end, you're on your knees, just picking up brass after class. So that's pretty much where it came in the most use. But day-to-day combat training and tactical skills, it's really not as necessary, I don't believe. Next one is gloves. I went ahead and bought some gloves for the class. The weather was usually like in the 70s, sometimes even in the 80s, so it really wasn't necessary for my class. Maybe if you go to like a class that's very cold weather, but honestly the grass we were training in was pretty soft. There wasn't too much gravel. There was maybe one or two occasions where it could have been useful, but for the most part, I didn't really find myself using it. You might want to bring it just in case, but I didn't find myself using it at all. Also, a lot of students with their guns don't know whether to go with a red dot or with iron sights. So what I went with are two stock Glock 19s, and I definitely do recommend going with two guns to your class. Reason being, you never know if one will fail, and trust me, at least one gun from one student will fail. Chris has said that it's happened many times, and on our class, it didn't fail. Somebody did fail their gun. So basically, you do want to have an extra gun available. That's definitely important. Round count, 1,800 rounds. That's what it says on the website. It seems like a lot, but that's actually what you really shoot. So I brought 2,000 just in case, and my ammo can at the end, just had 200 rounds or so. I mean, he was right on the money with the amount of ammo we shot. So it's a good amount. I do recommend cleaning your guns every day after class. Don't be one of those guys that want to test their gun, see how far it could go, because you might do damage to your gun. You might just experience more failures, and it might just ruin your experience with the class. Definitely want to take care of your stuff, take care of your equipment will take care of you. So definitely want to go up on that. Also, you're going to do a lot of loading. So a lot of people don't really keep that in mind, but I mean, your thumbs are going to be beat up by the last day. So some type of speed loader would definitely be helpful. I think the guys with speed loaders definitely were the smart ones in the class. Also, medical tape. There's a few guys that will get slide bite, like right on the inside between their index and their thumb. And man, these guys that area was like beat up, by the third day, bleeding and cut up. So if you have some medical tape or something like that, it could make your experience a little smoother. Also, you want to label your equipment, because a lot of times you're dumping mags on the grass, with 20 other students, and at the end you got to pick it up. And there's a lot of people with Smith & Wessons, a lot of people with Glocks especially. So you definitely want to like label your stuff. The method that I chose was I had like a salmon pink color type of tape, and I just put it on the bottom of all my mags, all my equipment, and I pretty much knew no one else was going to have that color. But go ahead and try to get something unique, something that'll stand out, something that's quick to grab. You don't want to waste too much time trying to decide what's yours, what's not. The class is like very high pace. You move from one to the other, one exercise to the other, so you definitely want to like stay on point with that. Also, you will be going through like different positions, like kneeling. You're going to be prone suddenly. So a lot of fast moving actions, not as much as HET2. So his second class, I know, is a lot more movement than the first one. But regardless, you are moving. You do have to be agile. If you do plan on taking a class, they are kind of expensive. I believe mine was in the $700 range. So you definitely want to prepare and be in good physical condition when you take the class. That way you get the most out of it. And it's a good excuse to get back in shape. Also, electronic ear pros are a must. So this guy's going to be, Chris Costa's going to be talking and he's going to be giving instructions, or John or someone else there is going to be giving instructions, and you definitely want to know what's going on and be paying attention to everything that they're saying. So one of the best ways is ear pro, obviously, and a lot of times there's somebody else in the back, shooting or something. So you don't want to be caught off guard either and just, hear gunfire live. So best thing is just the ear pro. Smartest thing to do. Best $50 or whatever it is you'll spend. Next, you want to have your pants with plenty of pockets. Makes a huge difference, guys. I saw some guys trying to get through the class with jeans, and didn't seem very easy. Because remember, you go out there with maybe 5, 6. I took 6 mags every time we would go out for a drill. So I go out with like 6 full mags. One in my gun, 2 in my mag pouch, and then the rest in my pocket, pretty much. And I'd just be rotating them through, dumping them on the ground. I don't see how you'd get through it comfortably with jeans. So definitely want to have some cargo shorts, pants. My 511 saved me on that one, so definitely happy I brought those. It was my first class, so I wasn't sure whether I needed like a plate carrier or not. For a pistol class like that, you definitely don't need it. I even thought maybe for safety reasons, because you're not familiar with everyone else around you. It's a level 1 class, but actually it was extremely safe. The guys that I trained with and a few girls were very professional, very safe. A lot of them had military backgrounds, police backgrounds. It's a really diverse group. We had a fireman there. We even had a NFL player, all kinds of stuff, CEOs. Really cool group, really good group of guys. I really appreciate everyone out there. So really good experience. You'd be surprised who you meet. Also, where I stayed, they had options for like a meal plan, and then they also had options for like lodging if you wanted to stay there. And I would definitely recommend both of those. I didn't do the lodging because it was fairly close to home. But it would have been a good experience, I think. Everyone there is like really cool. A lot of people come out from out of state, and it's a great experience to get with everyone. So I would definitely recommend that for next time. And probably I'll do that, next time I go. Meal plan I did get, and it happened to be very convenient. You could bring your peanut butter jelly sandwiches and your bags of snacks, but it's not really going to cut it. You're moving, you're out in the sun all day, and you definitely want to have your energy. They did have like really good food. So, depending what training location you're going to, you always want to call ahead, but I definitely recommend you go ahead with that. And then also back to equipment failing, where guns did fail. We also saw like weapons lights fail. Don't want to call any names out, but Surefire is definitely the way to go, I believe. And that's the same across the board. I think most professionals will agree that Surefire makes very good quality lights. I'm sure there's other companies out there that do make good ones, but we saw a few fail out there. So I'd probably recommend saving the extra money and going with the Surefire. Another practice way to prepare for this class is to use the VTAC, Vikings Tactical targets. So they're really helpful. You have the skeleton on one side, you got shapes on the other side, and basically you can practice between one and the other. Usually the other side where it has the targets and the shapes on the sides is more for like accuracy type of stuff, and then the other side with the skeleton is more for like realistic tactical drills. So you could kind of go between one and the other. They sell them online. I'll leave a link for you guys below so you guys can check that out. And before the class, I bought like 100 pack of them, and I barely went through too many of them, but it was definitely worth it to have that preparation and basically have the same target so that when you get there, you're kind of already comfortable with what's going on. I don't know if he'll continue using the same ones, but at least during my class he did use them, so it worked out pretty good. Next, you always want to remember your safety rules, right? All 4 safety rules, you're going to want to memorize them before you get there. Very important. Chris is huge on safety, and I definitely recommend that you guys, memorize that, and you're very mindful of your movements when you're out there. If you want to impress them, be safe. That's pretty much all you guys got to do. And also, the class, like I said, is very fast-paced. It is for beginners, but it also is for advanced shooters, because what you do is you're basically honing down your fundamental skills. So if you think you're pretty good, you don't need it, you might want to skip over, think twice about it, because really a good shooter is just repeating the fundamentals quickly and efficiently. So fundamentals, I believe, are everything. So very good class in that sense also. And also, don't disrupt the class during. Nobody in my class did. Everyone was pretty smart about it. But at the end, Chris gives the opportunity to take pictures or sign something. So you'll definitely have your chance. So basically save it for the end, because you know you don't want to interrupt the class with those kinds of things. The class is very fast paced. So you know, just a little pointer. And also, you know, I had my bag, which was pretty helpful. I had my range bag, which I'll be reviewing for you guys in the near future. It's from Oakley. It's the range bag. And lastly, before I head out, I just had a question for you guys. So throughout my class, I've always been taught to shoot with one eye open ever since I started shooting. And I didn't even think to ask him throughout my class. And I shot my entire class with my left eye, my non-dominant, which is my left eye closed. And I didn't really think about it until afterwards. Like, hey, you know, I should have been shooting iron sights with both eyes open. But, you know, it's something I never learned. And I probably should have brought it up with him. So just a question for you guys. How do you shoot? Do you guys shoot with one eye open or both eyes open when shooting iron sights? And, you know, just little tip, you could go with either one, red dot or your irons. You know, Chris shot with both throughout the class. So if you want to get an RMR or something, you know, you're welcome to, but it's not required. You know, obviously, you know, with the iron sights, you should be great. And that's about it. This wraps it up. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. See you on the next one.